What's going on, guys, and welcome to another top 10 video. Today I'm going to be counting down my top 10 favorite Walking Dead Season 1 death scenes. When I say favorite, I just mean kind of, I'm basing these on how sad they are, emotional, and really just how gruesome and crazy the death scenes are. I want to say first of all, a big spoiler alert. Obviously these are death scenes. There are going to be major spoilers in this video, and also I'm only going to be counting characters that you actually see die or get turned into a walker, or it's certain they're going to die. So Kenny and Molly, characters like that you don't actually see die, they just kind of go off. They will not be featured in this video. So anyway, let's get into the list. Number 10, Sean. Sean is actually the first character we ever see die to walkers in the game. It happens in episode 1. He's the first character we see die to walkers. The walkers come and they start basically eating him alive. We actually don't see him die right there. He's actually still alive at the end of it. They don't do it, they don't kill him that bad. But basically he's bitten in a hell of a lot of places, so he is going to die. But we basically see him, he's like to his dad, I'm alright, but we know for sure he's not going to be alright. Number 9, Larry. Aha, Larry, the biggest dick in the whole game, that is for sure. He absolutely hates Lee, and Lee absolutely hates him. And well, he has a heart attack. After we've been in the dairy farm, we figured out that the guys at the dairy farm have been eating human flesh, and basically Larry has a heart attack inside this room that they lock us in. And because we don't want him to turn back as a walker, if they die, they could turn back as a walker. So Kenny finishes him off with my help, because, well, as Lee, I wanted to kill this son of a bitch. So basically, you put a concrete slab on his head, and I'm pretty sure he's never coming back again. Number 8, Andy. So Andy is one of the guys at the dairy farm, and basically when we manage to get out of that room after Larry has died, we can choose to kill him and his brother Danny. And when it comes to choosing if you want to kill Andy or not, you can either kill him by throwing him an electric fence, I think you can shoot him, or you can just leave him behind. So I think the most crazy, brutal death is probably the electric fence. It's just quite a shocking scene where he gets electrocuted, but Lee just pushes him onto the fence, and that is Andy done. Number 7, Mark. So we don't actually see Mark die. Once again, we're back at the dairy farm again. All three of these are pretty much at the same sort of point. This is when we find out that the guys at the dairy farm are eating human meat, and they've chopped off both of Mark's legs, and they are now eating that at the table. And basically we don't actually see Mark die, but he's in a room, he's basically bleeding out, and he's like, don't eat the meat, because it's like, oh shit, this is my legs, oh god, I'm about to die. And the next thing we know, he's coming down the stairs to eat everyone's brains. Number 6, Doug. So, in episode 1 you get a choice. You can either save Doug or you can save Carly. If you choose to save Carly, Doug ends up dying. Basically he's at a window trying to hold back the walkers, but they manage to pull him through, or they get through the window, pull him through, and they basically drag him outside and start eating him. And it's a really brutal scene. And Doug, it's sad to see him go. That is what happened in my playthrough. I did save Carly, so Doug got dragged away and sadly devoured by the walkers.
God.
Number 5, Duck. So Duck is a very emotional scene. Duck's death is an emotional scene indeed. Duck is Kenny's son. Basically, Kenny knows that Duck's been bitten by a walker. Karcher goes to deal with him, however she ends up just committing suicide instead and shooting herself in the head. So that means that Duck is still alive, and either Kenny or Lee have to put him down. You can choose to either do it yourself or make Kenny do it. Either way, it's a very, very sad scene where Duck is just up against a tree and you just have to shoot him. It's very, very sad, even though Duck was a little shit.
It'll be okay. It'll be.
Number 4. The Stranger. So we don't actually know this guy's name, but this is basically towards the end, or getting towards the end of episode 5. We managed to find Clementine has been, I guess, kidnapped, you could kind of say, by this random guy. We just call him the Stranger because, well, we never actually know his name. But basically, he's a little bit insane, and he tries to kill us. The version that I've got down that's kind of my favorite death scene from this is when Clementine shoots him, and this is the scene that I got. He was basically pinning Lee down on the ground, and Clementine grabs the gun, shoots him in the head, and it's just a great scene, and it shows that you know, showing Clementine how to shoot has really paid off and saved your life.
Just go away! Die!
Number 3. Carly. So basically this is following on from Duck's death. If you choose to save Carly in episode 1, she will eventually die, as it's to be expected. In episode, I believe it's episode 3, she dies. Basically somebody ends up, who it turns out it's Ben, ends up trying to give some supplies to these kind of bandit people, and but nobody really knows who it is. Lily's a bit pissed off after her dad has died, and she ends up shooting Carly, thinking that Carly was the one that did it. It's a very sad scene and actually really unexpected.
Now, what the fuck's the problem? Drop it.
Number 2. Ben. So Ben has a couple of ways of dying. However, my kind of most memorable, I suppose, death of Ben's is when you drop him from a tower. So basically, Kenny's really pissed off because Ben has told Kenny that he was the one that was kind of smuggling these supplies to the bandits, and that basically got his son and got Kenny's son and wife killed. That whole kind of scenario. So Kenny's really pissed, and it comes to a point where Ben could die. He could fall from this thing because a zombie grabbed him, and he's about to fall, and he's just like, let me go. You can let him go, and if you let him go, he will fall to the bottom of the tower and die, and then actually get devoured by the zombies. Number 1. Lee. Yes, of course, Lee's death is here in number 1, and I've decided to go, there's 2 different options. I've decided to go for when Clementine decides to shoot Lee, not leave him behind. In my playthrough, I let Clementine leave Lee behind, and now I know that was a stupid decision. I kind of did it because I didn't want Clementine to go through that, but I think it would have been a better option to shoot Lee, because Lee's done so much great stuff. And you know, he doesn't deserve to live in this, his rest of his short life in this misery. So Clementine shooting Lee is a really, really emotional moment. It's so sad, and yeah, it's just, it gets the spot at number 1. So there we have it. Those are my top 10 The Walking Dead Season 1 death scenes. What death scenes that I haven't mentioned on here, if any, were your favourites or most emotional, most memorable? Which ones were yours? I mean, can you remember any other of the other characters' death scenes? Maybe Jolene, Irene, people like that. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please go ahead, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Tell him what you got in mind for us.